do it now. And when you start taking control of your life in every damn day, do it now. Hey.
What's up, everyone? This is Jarvis, the morning hero here with our very first power interview where we're highlighting ordinary people that have gone on to do extraordinary things and the things that they've implemented that's allowed them to amass such success. Today we have a special guest, Jeff Fenster. If you aren't familiar with Jeff, you need to get to know him. Jeff is the CEO of Everbowl, Superfuel Coffee, We Build, so many companies. Actually, Jeff has gone to build and sell some of 14 different companies that have disrupted industries. Everbowl, his most recent venture, is a healthy acai bowl and superfuel company here in San Diego. They have almost 30 locations in just under 3 years, and Jeff has gone on to become a runner-up for CEO of the Year, top 40 under 40 entrepreneurs, top 100 entrepreneurs under 35. The list goes on and on of everything this man has accomplished. More importantly, he's a father of two, and he's done it with such grace. And I just wanted to dig into this mindset of what is it that's allowed him to do such extraordinary things in every area of his life. And it really came down to a few simple principles that he embodies every damn day. Jeff, man, look, what's special about you?
Nothing.
Tell me about that, because that's not what the accolades show. That's not what anybody see your resume on paper wouldn't say that. Why do you say nothing is special about you?
I mean, I don't have any special gift or anything that is so unique about me that's not in everyone else. Maybe I have we all have, I think, the same pieces to the puzzle. I just might have a clear understanding of the order that they should go in to find what I call success in what I'm doing, or others might think is success in entrepreneurship and business.
Yeah.
But it's duplicatable by anybody. It's really a mindset.
Totally.
Which is one of the reasons we're sitting here today.
Yeah,
but truly, I have a specific mindset and an approach, and it's worked for me, and I think it could work for others if they apply that same mindset and they get out of their own way a little bit and stop looking at the doubts and the reasons things fail and the reasons that it's not going to work and the I don't haves and I can'ts and I don't know what to do's, and just understand that those are just excuses.
Totally.
And I can give excuses for anything to not do something.
Absolutely.
Some people are obviously Mensa smart and have these incredible minds. I don't have one of those.
Right.
I don't speak 20 languages. I can't read a book and memorize every word. I don't have those gifts. I'm also not 6'5" and can't hit a baseball out of Yankee Stadium. So I'm not special in that context, but I'm a hard worker. I'm dedicated. I'm committed. I'm passionate. And
would you say those are the pieces of that puzzle, kind of this mindset that you were talking about that everyone possesses?
I think so. I think everyone has the ability to change their life right now.
What is it then? What is it? Why? What is it about you that allows you to tap into that and others don't?
I think obviously how I was raised. I have type A parents that really stressed since I was very young. Your best is what's required. The result is secondary, but in school and sports and anything, if I wanted to quit, it was, you're not quitting, you're finishing the season. You don't have to do it again next year.
Yeah.
But you don't want to play that sport, you signed up.
Yeah.
And when you do it, you're gonna give your best. And they instilled that in me young. My mom was a teacher, my dad was a doctor, and it was, you don't have to like school, you're gonna get good grades because you're gonna try your best. And school's not that hard if you try your best.
Yeah.
You will get good grades, and I got good grades. And I wasn't sure if I wanted to go to college, and they're like, you're going to college. Because you don't know what you're gonna do, and that's gonna give you options. And so they really stressed not having low ceilings and not closing doors and making sure you always have opportunities, because what you feel today or what you think you want today might change tomorrow.
Right.
So don't make life-lasting decisions today.
Yep.
Based on how you feel today.
Dude, that's such a powerful lesson that they instilled in you, that it's not about the result. Like, they decoupled you from your expectation from the result. It was more on the effort into the process.
That's right.
And the result will come. And I think we kind of talked about this earlier, is that the mindset. And I think that might be one of the reasons that people are so tied to a result, and the results will waver, right? when you focus on the process and your effort and your all-in mentality into the process, the result is just a natural.
That's right.
It will just naturally manifest itself.
2 plus 2 is 4, right?
Yeah.
So don't worry about 4. Just 2 plus 2.
Just do the 2
Success
plus 2.
formula, you know? It's just do the right things, and success is a byproduct of that.
Yeah.
Whatever success means,
Right.
in whatever you're doing, right? So it's kind of like that kind of mentality has been pushed on me since I was young, and so I think that that's one of the reasons that I'm able to apply it today, because like anything, you get better as you progress, right? So the first couple times, maybe I failed, or failed. I believe I failed, right? I wasn't the star running back in high school, even though I wanted to be. You know, I played running back, but I wasn't the star. There was a guy on the team better than me, so I didn't get success, but I still pushed. I made him beat me. I wasn't going to beat myself, right? So it's, and I learned that over and over and over again through consistent effort and trying and everything I do. I'm going to try my best. I'm going to try my best. I'm going to try my best. And when I didn't, I was reminded, hey, you could have done better than that. You know, that's on you.
Yep.
You know, and
Ownership.
ownership, exactly. And once you start to get results, and as you mature and you realize, you know what, I know what I want, I just don't know how to get there. That's where a lot of people get stuck. They're like, oh, I want to, you know, I talk to a lot of aspiring entrepreneurs, and they're like, I want to start my own company, but I don't know how. Or I want to be the best this, and I don't know how. Or I want to lose weight, and I don't know how. Or I want to get healthy, and I don't know how. Well, the I don't know how, to me, is the easy part, right? I think experience is the most overrated prerequisite to start a company.
I believe it.
Period.
Right.
I mean, especially, it's never been easier than today to learn something.
Yep.
I mean, YouTube, you
Yeah.
could literally learn how
YouTube
to.
University.
Yeah, you could learn how to fly an airplane.
Right.
I mean, literally.
Yeah.
So the excuses is what's standing in people's way, and I think excuses make you feel better. Like, you know what, I'm not where I am or where I want to be because.
It's a crutch.
It's a crutch, you know, and I think every day.
You basically say you just have a superpower of not giving yourself that out, not giving yourself that excuse to lean on.
Correct. I'm not where I want to be today because of me.
Because straight in the mirror.
That's right. The day you say that and mean it, your whole life changes.
Right.
I am responsible for everything in my life today,
Absolutely.
personally. Good, bad, and indifferent.
Absolutely.
Right?
That's
that's
a
it.
That's a tough pill for a lot of people to swallow. Like
It is.
It's easy to blame outside circumstances. I'm in this position, but it's because of that.
Sure.
I was doomed. I was destined for this, and it's like, absolutely what you just said is the minute you claim your own victory and failure.
That's right.
Claim it, like own it, and then then you empower yourself to be able to now do something about it. Otherwise, you don't have the power.
That's correct.
If you're giving the power to someone else, you're doomed from the start. Right?
Well, and you're not going to ever get out from where
No.
you are.
Yeah.
You're basically saying, in order to make myself feel better right now in this moment, I'm giving away my power to ever change it.
That's absolutely right. Yeah.
You know, but the day you become vulnerable, look in the mirror and go, you know what? It was my choices. But the beauty of it is, your life starts now. Yesterday's video is over.
Yeah.
You know, it's done.
Yep.
Good or bad, it's done. Whether you were successful or not, it don't matter.
Yeah.
Today's a brand new day, and we're all even. We all start from scratch today. And sure, some people are further ahead. You know, some people have ability to leverage relationships that they've harnessed or skills that they've honed and crafted over a period of time. Okay.
Yeah.
But we all start with zero. Every kid comes out, learns to walk.
That's right.
Right?
And it's a very humbling position. Let's talk about some of your humbling moments of your life. Like they see, runner-up to CEO of the year, top 40 under 40. They see Everbowl growing and exploding, and they see kind of you on this pedestal, right? A lot of people just see the glitz and glamour, and they don't see the anguish. They don't see the struggle. They don't see everything that went into with the tip of the iceberg. Tell us a little about some of those more humbling failures, if you will, or moments you went through where you had to kind of look yourself in the mirror.
Yeah, I mean, lots of them. I think you learn more actually from failure than you do from success. Like when things go really good and there's moments of positivity and it's exciting and, hey, things are really coming into it, that's cool. But you more relish in that. And it's like, oh, okay, standing ovation, that was really awesome. But what they don't see is that, getting up at 4 a.m., and trying to figure out how to run a restaurant when I don't know anything about restaurants, and competing with real brands that have been doing, I mean, they've forgotten more about the industry than I'm ever going to learn.
Yeah.
You know, and trying to get this idea that everyone's telling me is a mistake, because restaurants is the riskiest venture you could possibly get into, right? 9 out of 10 restaurants fail, and don't do that, and how are you going to do it? And then all of that, that part is the lonely, hard effort that you don't see. And obviously on social media, it's a highlight reel for everybody.
Right.
You don't show your dog days. You know, no one sees when 2 weeks before we opened, I almost cut the pad of my finger off trying to figure out how to use kitchen scissors, and I had stitches in my finger, you know? Like those little details that just come, or the fact that the first 5 months we opened, I never left the building. I opened it and closed it every single day, never left, and didn't see my family. Gave up that time. In the beginning, I didn't know it was going to work. The first day we opened, I'm sitting there, and actually one of my first employees, his name's Ben, we're sitting in the store, and no one comes in. 3 hours, crickets. Like, okay, this ain't good.
Right.
Not even a friend coming to support me. Like nobody.
Did you see the grand opening sign out there, guys?
Yeah, I was like, hey, remember I told you I was opening on this day? But no one came in. And then this gentleman walks in. He's looking around. He's like, oh, I like what you did with the place. I'm like, oh, thank you. He's like, so, can I get eggs and bacon? And I laughed. I was like, you're kidding, right? He's like, no, seriously, can you make me eggs and bacon? I was like, I can make you an acai bowl. And he's like, a what? And he's like, no, I'm not interested. And he left. And I turned to Ben and I'm like, I don't know if this was a good idea.
Yeah.
But here we are, you know, and then slowly but surely, one person at a time, one customer, making friends and having fun, which is the 2 principles at Everbowl. You know, that's what this company was built on, was humanizing the food experience and getting back to saying, you know what, we're going to make friends with everyone who walks through the door. We're going to provide an amazing world-class customer experience to where when they come in, they're going to like being here. They're going to like what we're about. We're going to make them healthy. We're going to help them be their best self. We're going to do that because when you eat good and you take care of your body, you feel good. And when you feel good, you perform good. And when you perform good, you get confidence. And when you get confidence, you excel.
Absolutely.
And so it goes back to the roots and foundation of an unevolved lifestyle, which is a word we trademarked, and it means everything to us, and it's our why. You know, and it's about living an unevolved lifestyle, about moving your body and eating stuff that's been around forever and taking control of what you can. Right? Like, I can't control how many customers come in the door. I can't control whether you like it or not. But what I can control is the things that are in myself, which is I'm going to be healthy, I'm going to be confident, I'm going to feel good, I'm going to act good, I'm going to take care of myself and others around me, I'm going to inspire.
That's right.
And no one's going to be able to take that from me. I don't care who you are, you can't make me not be those things.
Yeah, and that goes back to what you were saying earlier. You take the power back, right?
That's right.
You have total control over those things, and when you only focus on what you have control over, the results and everything else will naturally occur. How do you, where does that resolve come from? Like, you know, you're open for, you know, first 3 hours, you get no customers. Your first 5 months, you're opening and closing, right? People are telling you, you know, this is a dumb idea. This will never last. The restaurant industry. You got a law degree. Go be a lawyer. Go chase some ambulances. There's money in that. Like, what was that kept you doing something that no one else saw or had faith in?
I mean, I would say it's my past experience of recognizing that I don't, and I say this and I mean it, I actually don't care what other people say about me. They don't define who I am, right? Most people say what they do, and it's actually, they don't mean it. It's insecurity, right? You instill your insecurity like, oh, it's not going to work because you don't believe, part of you doesn't want it to work because if it works, then you have to look at yourself and go, why?
Why, yeah.
Why can't I
Why
do
can't
that?
I do it? Yeah.
Right. And then there's people who love you, and, you know, my mom and dad were like, please don't open a restaurant. You know, it's not going to work. Look at all, and they love me. So they're not even they're not hating on me. They genuinely love me.
They want the best for you.
They want the best for me. They just don't understand. They don't see what I see. They don't have my eyes, you know, and I am comfortable failing. Totally. I have no problem. Like, I will fail at anything I try. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm comfortable. As long as I give my best, I'm confident I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And if I don't, I'm going to learn from it. And I pivot, right? Like, you sometimes start out to do one thing, and then that doesn't work, and that ends up making you pivot to something completely different.
Totally. And
You
you
know?
needed that first thing to prepare you for whatever that next thing is, right?
Like in, you remember the movie Karate Kid?
Yeah.
You know, and I use this analogy all the time where it's like, he's learning to fight, by waxing on and waxing off. And he's
Right.
thinking he's waxing a car. And he's like, why am I doing this? But you're learning the skills that are going to translate to something more important later.
And I think people want they want to jump the whole process.
Sure.
They want the end result. And they don't realize that there are all these little micro steps that's preparing you for that, right? You don't just kind of jump to the end without enduring the process. And I think that
In the end, I think I would challenge everyone to stop worrying about the end. Because you know what the end is? It's over.
yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Like if I was going to be a professional football player and I'm like, I want to be in the Hall of Fame. The day I'm in the Hall of Fame, I'm not playing anymore.
Right. Yeah.
I'm an old man not playing football anymore.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So enjoy the process, enjoy the journey, enjoy the ride, enjoy the trials, the tribulations, the successes, the failures along the way. That's your story. That's the movie.
Yeah. Exactly.
When it's over, it's over.
And the process is the game.
That's right. And when you love the process, if you can figure out how to love the journey, you're inspired. You're ready.
Dude, I teach that. That's kind of one of my crowning principles that I teach is this. It's every damn day.
Yep.
Just focus on, and that's what this
love
is.
it.
It's what's in front of you right now, and not only love it, but crush it. Whatever it is, whatever you do, just leave your mark on it. Like, don't stop worrying about 3 months from now, 6 months. Right now, this day, how are you going to maximize that moment and crush that? Right. And then when you do that, you wake up tomorrow, you wake up early tomorrow, and you do it all over. What's in front of you, and it's that being able to have that mindset, I think, is kind of what fuels it.
And just to further answer your last question I always have a mentor in coaching. Anyone who does not have a coach or a mentor is crazy to me. And the reason I say that is and I use sports analogies because I'm a big sports fan, but LeBron James has a coach.
Totally.
He ain't a better basketball player than LeBron James,
Right.
but he has a coach.
Yeah.
Tom Brady has a coach.
Right.
Everyone who's excelled at the highest level has a mentor, advisor, or coach. And, I have amazing mentors in my life. I'll give a shout out to one who's probably had the biggest impact on me, Dave Meltzer.
Yeah, I follow him.
He's incredible. If you don't follow him, you should.
Yeah.
He is inspiring. He is so knowledgeable, but most important, what he does for me is even when he doesn't say a word, when he picks up the phone and goes, hey, and I'm like, hey, I have this issue I'm dealing with.
Yeah.
He says, tell me about it. Me articulating it to him sometimes creates the solution in my own mind.
Right. You verbalizing and talking it out. You're like, wait a minute, that didn't sound right.
Not to mention, a lot of times he has solutions for me and opinions, and sometimes he challenges me with things I don't take. Just because he gives me advice doesn't mean I take it.
Right.
But what I do know is I respect him, I love him, and he's there in my corner. And having people in your corner picks you up on those dog days. When I feel like nothing's going my way, I'm trying to crush every damn day, and everything I'm touching is failing, or everything I'm doing is not working.
Yeah.
Having people to lean on and vent to beyond my family. My family loves me, so they're going to give me love. Sometimes I don't want love. I want coaching. I want
advice.
I want someone to tell
guidance.
me, Jeff, bullshit, that's you.
Right.
You're standing in the way. Your ego is standing in the way.
Yep.
I want that.
Yeah.
And my mentors, a good mentor or a good coach will hold you accountable and make sure that you do what you set out to do. And if you don't, call you on it.
Absolutely.
And so I think that's how I've also been able to hone myself is I have always had mentors and coaches. I spent my entire high school time learning, not earning. I had jobs that paid, but I always had an internship. I always worked for free.
Yeah.
Because when you work for free, you kind of have a different relationship with that individual or that company. Because you're not there for a check.
Exactly.
I'm there for knowledge.
Yep.
And they feel more accountable to give it to you.
Yeah.
And also, I've now earned the right to ask for something later.
Yeah.
A recommendation.
They're indebted to you.
Yeah,
now.
a recommendation, a referral, an introduction, a job, like whatever it's going to be. So many times you hear, oh, they started in the copy room and worked their way up to the CEO of Warner Brothers Studios. It's like,
how'd that happen?
That's a great story.
Yeah.
But they started out of a place of, I want to learn. And like you said, so many people want the end result. There's no elevator to success. There's just not.
Yeah, and this whole idea of mentorship, I think, I teach a workshop called the 5 Hacks to Achieving a Goal, and that's one of the hacks. Like, if there are shortcuts, and I'm not saying there are any shortcuts, but there are things you can do that can speed up your progress.
Yep.
That can speed up your learning curve. That can, on this journey of life, that can kind of straighten your line from point A to point B. There are some things that you can do. mentorship and coaching, that's one of them, right? If you can get, if someone can give you 20 years of their knowledge, failures, accomplishments, and success, and boil it down and just hand it to you, like imagine how much time that saves you having to learn all that on your own, right?
It's relationship capital.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be where I am today without relationship capital. I invest so much energy in building relationships with everyone. And, I've spoken at a conference once, and I tend to dress very casually. I usually always have a hat on.
You dressed up today. Thank you for
I did.
putting your tux on today.
This is formal for me.
Right.
The forward hat.
Right.
But no, I dress very casually, not out of a sign of disrespect, but out of a sign of I don't think what I wear should indicate or be an indicator of who I am.
Right.
I'm comfortable, and when I'm comfortable, I perform my best.
Yeah.
I'm not comfortable in a suit, so I used to wear them at iChecks and Canopy HR, and when I was a certified intern at the Public Defender and all these other places, and I'm like, I'm just not me.
Yeah.
I'm being someone who I'm not, and I need to be the real Jeff. So I dress this way, and when I was speaking at this conference, I was mingling beforehand, and this was such a powerful moment because everyone who I was talking to, not everyone, but most of the people I was talking to were looking over me. They were kind of, oh, nice to meet you, and you could tell they were waiting to talk to someone else. Like they were going through the bare bone minimum with me.
Yeah.
Then I went on stage, and to see their eyes go, oh my God.
Like that guy?
That's the speaker?
I thought he was the water guy.
Yeah, exactly. I thought he was just here to help.
Yeah.
And the point is, you never know who someone is, right? And if you treat your friends like your boss and your boss like your friends, and you treat everyone with respect, because everyone knows somebody who can empower you in some way. And I don't mean it like you should think of it all selfishly, but in a way you should. Mm-hmm. Like in a way you should recognize that, you know what, I'm going to make friends with everybody.
Totally.
Because your brother's cousin, sister's aunt might be someone who could change my life.
Absolutely.
And if I make friends with you and pay it forward and give and make, I use relationship capital. I talk about it like an ATM machine. But if I make deposits into our relationship together, introduce you to someone, how can I help? What can I do?
Yeah.
And I make deposits. Well, one day, I'm going to want to make a withdrawal. Right. Or you're going to voluntarily make one and give it to me.
Yeah.
Hey, Jeff, you know what? I have this friend who does this. You should connect with them because they're doing this. And you're like, oh, thanks for the introduction. Right? And that kind of power, like you said, is a hack.
It is.
It's a hack to get you further.
Yeah.
I mean, using Dave Meltzer, right? So I interned for 4 or 5 of his companies in high school and college for free. Never got paid, continuously. And we've been family friends since I was 5 and he was a teenager. Mm-hmm. Our moms were best friends, so I grew up, he was kind of like a big brother to me. But I recognized that he had and was where I wanted to be. So I interned, I learned. Well, when I graduated law school, and I went to law school to be a sports agent because of him. I mean, he was the CEO of Lee Steinberg Sports Agency.
Yeah.
But when I graduated law school and got a job at ADP, I had to sell payroll. I don't know anything about payroll.
Yeah.
I don't have relationships with business owners. I'm 23 and a half, 24 years old.
Right.
So I called Dave and I said, Dave, I got to sell payroll. So he calls me in his office. He makes a list of about 250, 300 names of friends of his who own businesses that fit my demographic. He sent an email to about 150 of them. I sold 107 of them. Payroll services, and was the top sales rep in the country.
That one contact.
And what's funny is some people are like, oh, but you were lucky you had that contact. No, I earned that contact.
Right.
6 years in the making.
You put the
it
work
took 6
in.
years for that lucky moment.
Right.
With no knowledge that I was going to need that lucky moment. I didn't know about ADP. I was going to be a sports agent.
Dude.
Like, this was never going to be in my plan. But I didn't have a motive. I was building a relationship with someone, and I earned the right, and he was in a position because of who he was and his relationship capital to exponentially propel me forward.
Dude, this is so powerful. I want to spend a few more minutes on this one topic alone because I think it is that important. And a lot of people may say, oh, yeah, mentor, have a mentor. Yeah, I understand the importance. And they struggle with trying to find a mentor or approaching a mentor or don't know about how to go. Like, I know I need a mentor, but where do I start? And so I love kind of unpacking your story because you've kind of outlined the process you went through to establish this relationship capital with people. Yeah. And it sounds like you started at a place of how can I serve or how can I add value? Or walk me through kind of your mindset of how you go about establishing these mentor type relationships.
Sure. I mean, I start by how can I help? What can I do for them? How can I be different? I don't want to ask. I want to give. If I give you something, so I was with someone yesterday. I always try to bring a gift.
Yeah.
And I brought you some today as well.
What? bracelets.
Of course, I don't go anywhere without something. I got you acai seed bracelets.
Oh,
Fresh
wow.
handmade in Brazil.
You seen it here first, folks.
Yes.
Dude, this is awesome, man.
Yes. So 2 things happen by me doing that. Number 1, you get a gift, which makes everyone
And I think
feel
about
good.
you every time I look at it now.
Right? Everyone gets a gift, they feel good. But number 2, I'm starting it off on a way of giving, right? And it's, I mean, honestly, Jarvis, I don't have an ask. I don't have anything I need from or want to ask you for. That doesn't matter, right?
Yeah.
I want to build a relationship with you. I want to provide service to you. I want to be a resource for you. My relationships are your relationships. Your relationships will hopefully one day be my relationships. And a rising tide, lifts all boats.
That's right.
And so instead of acting from a place of scarcity, act from a place of abundance and give. And I think when you look at anyone who really has achieved what they're looking for, they have a side of them that's about service. It's about giving. And when you are always taking, you feel that, right?
Yeah.
You know someone who's always just all about them, taking.
Absolutely.
And those people live in isolation. And
Yeah,
if
you don't want to be around them.
You don't, right?
There's
And
always a motive or something.
I don't make a living in my life in isolation. I'm not a very sophisticated, I can't code the next Facebook, right? I don't have those skills.
Yeah.
So I need to be in the world and deal with society and be with people, and I love people, and I love making friends and having fun. I mean, those are my 2 biggest core principles.
What would you say to people that feel like they don't have anything to offer? Like, I want to go meet with this person, but I don't really have anything of value to give them. Like, how can I be of service? Like, this person is, very highly acclaimed and credited. Like, what could I possibly do to add value to them? How do you?
I would say effort and time, right? So if I wanted to learn about, and if I wanted to meet you, and I felt like I had nothing of value, I know you're the morning hero. I know you're an accountability coach. So my question would be, Jarvis, I want to learn to be like you. I want to learn. I want to have that. I want to empower others. I want to be a coach, an accountability coach. You're here. You have this amazing following. What can I do? Can I be a part of it? Can I call you every morning? You say at 6 a.m. you're an accountable coach. Can I, for free, help hold your clients accountable? Don't pay me. I just want to learn. I want to be around you.
Yes.
Now, you're going to say no, yes. You might be like, I don't know you, but I'll tell you what. I'll call you again next week.
Yeah.
I'll call you again the next week. Hey, you have a meetup? Can I come and can I serve people water? Can I just be around the room? So Dave had this company called Corporate Connections where he brought in high-level, sophisticated CEOs and CFOs into these small little round tables. And it was up in like Half Moon Bay in the Bay Area at a very nice resort. And my job was to basically be a gopher. I literally flew up there on my own dime, and you needed water? All right, let me get you some water. I had nothing else there.
You just wanted to be in the room.
I wanted to be in the room.
Yeah.
I wanted to shake people's hands. I wanted to understand what was going on. I wanted to learn. I wanted to be around what was happening in a space that I wanted to be in, or I thought I did.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Being around it, opportunity presents itself. You just never know. And so, yes, if you're only looking at the end result, you're going to miss the entire journey on how they get there.
That's it.
Dude. Kobe Bryant, you see him play basketball, you saw him play basketball, but what you didn't see was 12 hours a day shooting hoops by himself.
Yeah.
That's not there for you to see.
Right. In love with the process.
Yes.
In love, and dude, this is gold what you're sharing, because I think that's where a lot of people, and I coach and I mentor a lot of people, and that's one of my rules of advice. Everyone I work with is that, one, identify people that's in the place that you see yourself, that you want to be in, and then reach out and try to get a mentor relationship. And oftentimes the biggest holdup, one, is people feel like they don't have anything to offer, and that keeps them from trying to reach out. Like, I don't deserve an opportunity to sit. Like, they feel people don't have that self-worth. And this process you ask is, like, whoever you are, you have something to offer. Time and effort. Mm-hmm. Every one of us has time and effort. Right. If you have time and effort, you have something of value that you can offer. That should not be an excuse. And that's this example you raised is great. And most of the people, who would turn that down?
Correct.
Who would turn it? If someone approached me and said, "Hey, I just want to help in any way I can," I'm not going to say, "No, go kick rocks."
Right.
I'm going to find a way for you to help, right?
Or you're going to say, "Listen, I don't have anything for you today.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what. Come to my meetup."
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Come. Experience it. You're a human.
Yeah.
And someone who truly wants to learn and doesn't have some, ulterior motive. Like, if it's truly a matter of service, you can find a way to get yourself involved. That's why interns
and you got to respect.
everywhere.
You just respect their effort. Like, look, I'm going to make an opportunity. Like most people will say, look, yes, maybe you're not, maybe you can't help with that, but here, let me identify an area that you can, because I really appreciate the way you approached and the way you came at me wanting to offer value.
Yep.
So I'm going to find a way for you to that I can serve that for you, right?
And no matter where you are on your ladder of air quote success, you should always be doing that.
Yeah.
Like I'm volunteering now at the California Restaurant Association.
Yeah.
Why? Because I want to learn. I want to be around the top restaurateurs so I can be better at my craft.
Yeah.
Right? They have knowledge that I want. I thrive and need it. They know more than I'm ever going to learn.
Yeah.
And how am I going to get it? Well, I'm going to get it by volunteering my time.
Spend
my
more
effort.
time with those people.
Time is what, see, people say I don't have. Everyone has the same amount of time. And how you use that time dictates your results. And so if I'm willing to give away time for my family and time making money to go volunteer my effort and energy, I've given you actually my most prized possession.
Absolutely.
Because every minute I'm doing that, I'm not with my daughters.
That's
and I can tell you there's no money in the world worth more than that. So that should show my level of commitment that I'm here for this.
Right.
And when I'm there, I'm going to maximize it. I'm not going to show up late. I'm not going to, poo-poo the opportunity. Oh, you know what? I had this really good opportunity, so I skipped. No, I'm going to show up. I'm going to do what I said I was going to do, and hold myself accountable, right? And we all make mistakes. We all fall down, and issues happen. So you try your best to retro and fix it.
That's one of the chief hacks to shortcut yourself to wherever you're trying to go. Find some mentors. What would you say are one or two other hacks or kind of principles or philosophies that people need to know about?
Lose the ego.
Lose the ego.
Yeah,
Ooh, that's a deep one.
Yep. So I have a saying. I like to be the dumbest guy in the room. Surround myself with rock stars, and I have fortunately been able to do that successfully. So you look at Everbull and you look at our success, and I can tell you, I might be the guy who came up with the concept and the recipes, but the team around me is why we are where we are. Our branding was done by Eric Purcell, who is incredible at branding and is able to manifest thoughts in my head and make them into the beautiful things that everyone sees in their first impression of Everbull. That's because of him. And our team of 500 employees have all gone through Everbull University and are trained by Brian Augustine, our Chief Development Officer, and his ability to train and inspire the team to be on brand and on culture and teach making friends and having fun and Kaizen, get 1% better every day and act with integrity and be remarkable. His ability to do that, I couldn't do that, right? So I surround myself with amazing people, and I'm allowing them the freedom to be amazing. And I want to give them all the credit because my job as a CEO was to build a team, right?
That's right.
Start the company, build a team.
That's right.
I can't be it all, and I don't need the credit.
Right.
And so the day you lose your ego, good people want to be around you.
Yeah, and it's one of my favorite quotes of all time. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with.
Such a powerful quote.
Jim Rome, and it's about, like you said, being the dumbest person in the room, surrounding yourself with people, maybe people that have superpowers that are beyond yours or in different areas of yours, right? And then collectively, you all, the rising tide raises all boats. Collectively, you all are stronger together.
That's right. I mean, I'll give you another great example. Like Eric Hansen, our Chief Operating Officer, his ability to do what he did with the WeBuild side of our business has allowed us to have exponential growth. I posed a problem to him, and his knowledge and power and his superpower is he's so brilliant, and he's so brilliant in a really impactful way. That has allowed us to scale and grow. That we wouldn't be here. I couldn't do any of this stuff by myself.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you see it. Okay, I as a CEO might get the attention, but the truth is, it's them.
Yeah.
They're the reasons that I'm able to sit here today and have the platform to talk about Everbull, and it was by losing the ego. So the second hack that to anyone is lose the ego.
Lose the ego and surround yourself with better people.
Yes.
Before we get out of here, I got a series of questions that I want to ask. That really, I want to truly empower people to know that everyone has the same opportunity that you have. No one's extraordinary. Ordinary people do extraordinary things by just incorporating a few simple things into their life, and they do it consistently, do it every day, and they can achieve the same amount of results. If you could go back and talk to your 20-year-old self, what would you tell him?
Do it now.
Do it now.
Yes. Too many times it's someday I'm going to do this. Someday ain't in the week, man. Do it now. Literally, do it now. So my 20-year-old self, I would have a lot of goals. I would take care of some of them, and some of them would just kind of be there. My 36-year-old self, no, I do it now. So if I want to send an email to someone who is where I want to be, and I've been kind of like a little hesitant, no, I'm going to write that email today. I'm going to make that phone call today. I'm going to start that company today. I'm going to do it now. And when you start taking control of your life in every damn day, do it now, hey, magic happens.
I love that. Urgency.
Yes.
It's too many people just kind of have this lackluster approach, like, oh, maybe, and they speak with very soft language. Oh, I'll try, or maybe, no. Be firm and like.
And December's the worst month for that, because everyone's like, oh yeah, I got this great New Year's resolution. Every day is a new year.
Yeah, do it right now.
Right now. New Year's Day should just be Wednesday
Don't wait
or whatever
till
day of the
January,
week it is.
right now.
Yeah. Like if you want to get healthy, do it now.
Yeah. What are you waiting for?
Yeah. Some random date in January, so then by February you're like, oh, next year's, Yeah. That's a crutch.
Yep, absolutely.
It's a crutch.
I love that. I love this question. If you were stripped of everything, there was no Everbowl, no relationships, what's the first 3 things you would do?
Like in San Diego or
starting tomorrow?
Tomorrow? Mm-hmm. First, I would go make friends with people who are where I want to be.
Love that.
First and foremost.
Love
I would
that.
you would see me, I like innovation and I like business. So whatever business I felt like starting or thought that's where I wanted to be, you would see me in the meetup groups around the top people, washing cars if I had to. It doesn't matter. The second one would be to develop my plan. I think if you don't have a plan for success, you're basically planning to fail. So you need a roadmap. You need to know where you want to be and work backwards to get there. So I would say, okay, my goal is this. Here's where I am, and I'm going to systematically figure out what steps I need to take. So I'm working smart, not hard. Yep. And then the third one, do it now.
Do it now.
Let's go.
Dude, I love it. Sounds like you had that already thought out and planned. I like to try to catch people off guard, because that's a great question. Because it's to say, if you were to strip away, like oftentimes people are disconnected because like, oh no, he's got connections, he's got privilege, he's got I couldn't do that. And so I like that question because it says if you strip all that away with your mindset, how would you rebuild it again? And then that puts yourself in the position of everyone that's watching, because they could do it too, right?
Yeah. If anyone watching, if you guys do it now, literally today, everything on your list, start doing it now, one by one, get it done.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, call me in a month if you haven't seen immense results.
And last question.
Yes.
What will be the title of your book?
Ooh, that's a good question. Making friends and having fun.
Making
secrets
friends.
to success.
Yeah. It's the culture of Everbowl, right?
It's been my culture in everything I do. If you make friends and have fun, people want to be around that.
Yeah.
It's inspiring. There's no walls. There's no barrier. If you want to reach out to me and you want advice, reach out to me. I'm like everyone else.
That's right.
I'm an ordinary, regular person who maybe gives a little extra.
Yeah.
Or tries to do extraordinary things, And I like to be around people but I am relentless on my requirement that I will not let someone not give their best. Mm-hmm. I demand everyone's best. If you're going to work with me, I want your best and hold me accountable. I promise to give you mine.
Yeah.
And if I don't, call me out, please.
I will.
Right, please do.
Dude,
you're the accountability coach.
That's right.
I need that.
Have friends and have fun is the kind of cornerstone of Everbowl and Unevolved. Before we get out of here, I want you to tell a little bit about Everbowl, the concept, why it is what it is,
sure.
And then kind of where people can kind of get in touch and kind of follow up and dive in.
Absolutely. So Everbowl is craft superfood. It was built on the idea of answering the 4 excuses people make to why they don't choose healthy options.
Yeah.
Unevolve is our why, as I mentioned. So unevolve is simply to move and eat the way we were meant to. Live actively and eat stuff that's been around forever.
It's like the why behind it.
It is the biggest why. It is to empower health. We've over-evolved in society. We use technology now for way too much, and we've gone away from being healthy and recognizing that if we move our bodies every day and we eat stuff that's been around forever, you will thrive and you will be your best self. You will be healthy, you'll feel good, you'll look good, you'll perform good. Simple and easy. And so Everbowl was meant to solve those. And I looked at the excuses people made, and I summed them up to 4 main excuses why we choose to eat unhealthy.
What's that?
It either costs too much to eat healthy, doesn't taste good, doesn't fill me up, or I can't get it. So if I can give you something that's affordable, filling, accessible, and delicious, you should choose that over the unhealthy option every time. And whether you go to Everbowl or you go to our competitor or you choose something else that's made from stuff that's been around forever, I support you. And then unevolve is the lifestyle, and it's to live an unevolved lifestyle is really what I'm after, and I want to inspire everyone to do that. You can control that. There is no one stopping what you put in your mouth every day and your movement. Do those two things. Take control of those and watch what else builds from that. And then finally, just to make one little plug, we just launched Super Fuel Coffee.
Yeah, I know, which
Yes.
I was hoping to get some today, but
I'm going to get you some. I'm so sorry. But it's acai and superfood infused coffee. And you know, our pitch is this: you drink coffee every day anyway.
Yeah.
So why not drink superfoods in your coffee?
so it's almost like if you mixed coffee with a smoothie, like a green smoothie.
Not green. We have 3 SKUs, 3 flavors. Obviously, when you say that it has this weird sound that might not taste good, no, it's basically we've infused acai in all 3 of our SKUs. One of them has acai and MCT oil for cognitive function. One of them has matcha, vanilla, and spirulina. One of them has cinnamon, maca, and it also will give you, they all have acai.
Yeah.
But what we're trying to do is basically give you the antioxidants and give you the health and wellness without you having to change your daily habit. You're drinking the coffee.
Right.
We sell it on Amazon. We sell it in a couple Sprouts in San Diego. We sell it in our stores. You can buy it. We have Keurig. We have ground. Try it. If you don't like it, I'll refund you. It's no big deal. But when you realize that you can drink that cup of coffee and get the antioxidants and get the keep me young, benefits of it and be your best self, you're drinking the coffee anyway.
Yeah, you might as well like maximize that. Absolutely.
It's the small little hacks.
There it is. That's the third hack. Super fuel coffee.
Yes.
Man, I want to thank you. Where can people? First of all, Everbowl is delicious. I've been to a few, and I took my wife, and it became a healthy obsession of ours. We went like 4 times in 1 week.
Thank you.
I love the concept. It's like the Chipotle of acai bowls. You go and you pick all your ingredients and you pile it up with as much stuff as you want, and they aren't shy about the toppings. So I love the concept. I love what you're doing. You're making being healthy fun, and you're looking good while you're doing it. And you're an inspiration to everyone. So I want to appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, brother.